got the Sharonatsea travel. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Jamie, I think we're live.
What? I think
we're
happened?
live.
What? We're live? What? Are we live? Are we live?
Oh my God.
Wow. What?
Good evening, everyone.
What's going on, everybody? How are we all doing? How are we doing tonight?
Barely made it.
Hold on, I'm trying to see if this thing is even if this thing's working. How are we doing tonight? What's happening, guys? Lovely to see you. Oh, okay. Just want to make sure we have some sound. So, hello. We are home.
We got home about an hour ago.
About 5 minutes ago.
Well, it's been about an hour.
Wow.
We had to take a few minutes and get everything set up. So that's why we weren't sure, because we got in a little bit of, a little traffic. It slowed down a little bit, and we weren't thinking we were going to make it.
Yes.
We knew we wouldn't make it by 6. And we thought about maybe going tomorrow night then we realized Jamie had to work later tomorrow night.
Yes.
So we thought, we'll do it Wednesday before the ship show. And then Jamie's like, you know what? We'll just do it a little later tonight.
Yeah, it's just easier to just... I told Sharon the best thing we can do is just jump right into the live stream and knock it out. I think was the best move we could have made.
I think he didn't like
here
that.
We go.
I don't know if he's in here. Daniel Fields kind of called him out on.
Yeah, Daniel Fields.
Having his live show tonight.
I was talking to him, and I think well, first off, I'm trying to recollect conversations and make sure that I'm referencing them right and stuff like that, because there's a few moments that could be a little hazy or foggy, and I'm not talking about the smoke from those California fires coming over.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
No, not that smoke either, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh my gosh.
But I was just saying, yeah, we love going live, and we never want to miss one, and we always try to make sure that we do a live no matter where we are, no matter what's going on. It's so important to us, and we love it. And then as we're talking about it, as we left Vegas, we're like, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. It's late. We got a late start.
We actually had to. Okay,
I couldn't get Sharon out of bed this morning.
Okay. That's a lie, Jamie.
How dare you?
I got up first and I packed everything up while Jamie and Matthew were still sleeping.
Yeah.
I had trouble getting Jamie. Jamie came in at about 6 a.m. this morning.
Whoa, what? Yeah. I don't remember that.
Yeah, something like that. And so I got us packed up. I woke them up. We got out there, but we literally had to stop on the way home and pull over for probably about 30 minutes and sleep, because I
was getting to that point where I was starting to fall asleep, and I'm like, Sharon, you want to drive? And she's like, I don't think I can drive. I'm so exhausted.
I was really tired, because I actually stayed up till about 3, I think, and then I woke up in the middle of the night. You weren't back yet. And then I didn't go back to sleep right away. So I was pretty tired too.
Yes, I am drinking water tonight. A few comments were out there saying, what will Jamie be drinking? I have already eaten a banana once I got home, because I am desperate for some potassium for every aching joint and bone and muscle in my body.
I'm dehydrated. I'm actually drinking Bereka tonight. I'm hydrating
so you can be ready to go tomorrow. Get right back at it.
Back at it.
Thank you very much to the Ship Show for the generous super chat. Speaking of the Ship Show, let me say first. Let me say
you didn't have to do that. Thank you.
It was an amazing. Do we say amazing a lot? Have you ever noticed that we say amazing? I think we got that from all those years watching The Bachelor with you, because that's all they say on that show. And we had a great time, and we just want to say a big thank you to our great friends that teamed up with us to try to put this little event on here. John and York over at the Ship Show were outstanding. It was so great to see John again. We met him the first time when he was nice enough to surprise me on the group cruise, and then of course meeting York for the first time, seeing Kelly, meeting York's awesome wife Lisa was great. Of course, Leanne and Nancy, our amazing team SAST, were there. And representing the ship show, of course, moderator Pam Shonson, and the only missing part was the always awesome Liz Breen, but she was holding down the fort, keeping an eye on the chats and streams and the pages and the Facebook groups and all that. So thank you for your sacrifices, Liz, as well. But and thank you to everybody that joined us. It was overwhelming. It was a great time.
It was so much fun, and I don't know, it brought back memories of our group cruise, just getting together, how much fun it was. And
Totally.
this was great. So many people came from so many places, and people we already knew, people we've never met before, and it was so nice getting to know them.
It really was. Yeah. Timothy Walters, what's up, dude? Thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you, Timothy.
It was an amazing.
It was awesome.
Weekend. We had a
Timothy.
blast.
That was great.
The Beach Life, what is going on? Thanks for getting everyone together in Vegas. It was nice to meet all of you. Also, shout out to our undefeated Chargers. That's right, Beach Life. Great seeing you guys too. Thank you so much for the super chat. Very nice. We appreciate that. I can take those super chats and put that right back into all the money Sharon lost while she was drinking too much and gambling and staying out till 6 o'clock in the morning. That was you. Was that you? No. Was that you?
Yeah, I think that was you.
That might have been me. But wow, it was.
I gambled, put my $40 out there. I lost it within like less than 5 minutes. So I did not gamble anymore. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to win this trip, so I'm going to stop now while I'm ahead.
I am seeing some familiar names, people that we said hi to and met. Over the last few days out there in the chat. We'll try to mention them as we come across them, but should we run through some of the names in the chat, just say hi to some folks really quick? We will probably do a little bit of a condensed Reader's Digest version of the Monday Night Live, because there is a lot to do, and by a lot to do, I mean I need to get to sleep and get some rest and try to regroup and go back to work tomorrow.
I have to unpack. And, we brought home some things that we really didn't wear. There's always those things you don't wear on a trip. But I feel like I have to wash. We'll tell you why in a few minutes. But I feel like I have to wash everything we took to Vegas, because everything we brought back that's clean actually smells now.
It does. It smells like Vegas. And I don't know if you know that smell or if you thought you knew that smell, but you don't know what it smells like now. But we'll get into that a little bit and let you know what we're talking about. But let's jump back and say hi to a few folks. Who do we see out there in the chat this evening? Where should we start here, Sharon? Should we start at about, let's start at about 7:05. How does that sound? I'll start at 7:05. The first comment I see at 7:05 was from, of course, Alma with Life is Good Today. What's going on, Alma? Lou Fran Martinez, what is up? TMLF959. Pam S is out there. Carla McClendon's here. Rob from Life with Favor, what's going on? Mr. Timothy Walters himself. Nautical Nurse Nancy. Beth Ellinger, great to see you, and Doug as well. Paul Atta, thank you for saying to let him sleep. Trevor Bagokler. Paul, Trevor, you boys were missed greatly. We commented about you a number of times. We discussed bourbon and eggplants, and of course, those two topics cannot be discussed without mentioning Paul Atta and Trevor Bagokler. There she is, Nautical Nurse Nancy in the house. I'm not even sure if Leanne's going to be out there. I think she's still in Vegas. Who knows what those guys are up to? Is she in the house? Okay.
I saw her.
Sherry Smith is here. What's up, Sherry? Lori DeShiel. We saw her this weekend.
Hey,
that was amazing.
Lori's still there. She is still there. She moved over to another hotel, and she's living it up.
Yes. Why are all these people still there? Why do we have to come home?
Leanne did too, and Nancy. Actually, Nancy's still there, and she's still at the New York, and Leanne's there, and she moved over to another hotel too.
Yes.
And
that seems to be all the rage, shifting hotels.
Yeah.
Dina Anderson is here. Christina V, what is going on? China Pearl, Life is Good Today. Joan Gillen is here. What's up, Joan? Hank Shannon is in the house. What's going on, Hank? Ryan Murphy, Brandon Harrelson, Crazy Cat Travelers here. Carla McClendon is in the house as well. Amy Elke, so good to see you, and the hubby this weekend.
I hope your feet are feeling better.
Well, it was nice to see. The last time we saw Amy Elke was in a Walmart, right, as the pandemic began. And now, of course, we're seeing on the back end of the pandemic. So what are you going to do there? Cruising for Food said,
hi, Wanda.
Thank you for a fab reunion. Wanda, that is so nice of you. Thank you so much.
I hope you made it home safely.
Yes. Great seeing you today and everyone else out there. Today, I mean, every day here for the last couple of days. It was fantastic. Kathy Drew's here. Jose Valero, what is going on? William Hanson Jr., we are wiped out. B. Satan 67, Vincent Coven is here. Sue O'Connor, Gina Bird is here. Scott Weaver's in the house. Let's see, who else? Slinky, Angle King, Pam Humpert, Zoomian. What is going on, Pam? There's the Ship Show. We mentioned John earlier. Great to see him. Amy Franzak, Kathy Drew, Anthony Simone. What's going on, Anthony? Riddle Travels is here. Hubner Hijinks enjoying what looks like a Steeler victory. And if you haven't watched the game yet and you're recording it, I'm sorry if I just ruined that for you. Andrew Sweet is here. That's right, buddy. Go Bolts. We had a big Charger victory by the skin of our teeth. Mr. Tony Jackson. We saw him this weekend. It was great. Lou Fran Martinez. Jamie Wilhite is here. Karen Griswold. Christina V. Chris Ehrlich is here. 4-hour live tonight. Negative Ghost Rider. It's more like a 40-minute live tonight.
We'll
Michelle
try to hang in
M.
there for an hour.
Great to see you this weekend, Michelle M. Thank you for joining us there. Pamela Sasser is here. Edler Multimer, what is going on? Thank you for welcoming us back. See the World with Chris. What's going on, Chris Barnett? Mike V. You guys are awesome. Out all night, drive back to AZ, and still do the live show. Wow. Thank you. We have a reputation to withhold, and we were reminded of that on our long drive home as we tried to think about. We were like, well, maybe if we do a live tomorrow before our friends at La Lido Loca, just go on early for a quick hour. And then we're like, no, that won't work, and then I have to work, and it just wouldn't play out. Then we're like, well, maybe we'll just go on early on Wednesday, like before the Ship Show, and then talk about it and lead into those guys. And then we're like, well, no, other people go then, and we're not going to step on anybody's feet that we like or that we dislike, but more so who we like. And sorry, I'm rambling. No, I was saying we're not going to step on anyone's feet, that we like, and we wouldn't do that to anyone we dislike probably either, but whatever. I digress. Let me get some water. I need to hydrate.
I don't even know anyone that we dislike that goes so why do you say that? I
don't even know what I'm going. Shauna Snow. We saw Shauna Snow and her hubby. What is going on? It was great to meet you.
It was
out there in Vegas. Who else is here? Chef Megs. We did make it back safe. Thank you so much. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here. Annie Kelly says hi. Wanda Ernstberger, glad to see you. Thank you for joining us. Brandon Harrelson, I think I saw already. Jen Hepful is here. A couple other names jumping up. Of course, we saw Cruising for Food, Wanda. Let's see. Who else? Am I missing anybody? I don't want to miss anybody. Sharon, I'm just looking at names. If you want to jump through any comments and make sure that I'm not missing anybody. Vonna V. Welch, what is going on?
Fran Martinez.
I got him.
Okay.
Annette Thalman is here. I know I said hi to Pam S. I think that's everybody who's commented already. Chris Goo is in the house. What's going on? Brian Francis Goni and Leanne Francis Goni. Boy, it was great hanging out with those guys, huh? Those guys know how to have fun.
They do.
They really do. I'll tell you what. The team SAST, when we get together, all hell breaks loose. Yeah. I'm not going to lie.
We had a great day.
Oh, my gosh. Yes. Nancy and hanging out with Anthony Plack and Nancy was unbelievable.
We had a kind of a crazy night at Fremont Street. Not everyone, but several people, quite a few actually, came down there and kind of just met up. But it was really crazy down there. So most of us kind of left after a little while. Saturday we had a great day in the pool, pretty much all day.
Yes.
That was so much fun hanging out with everyone in the pool. Mm-hmm. And we were literally pretty much in the pool all day long.
Well, we stayed in the pool because when you were in the pool, you couldn't have your mask off, and we want to get sun, and Sharon, we talked about that. We spent some time in the pool another day as well. Yeah. But when you're in the pool, you can have your mask off and soak up the sun, because who's going to wear a mask when you're in the pool? But outside of it, if you're outside at all, it's mask on time. Mm-hmm. So we're able to hang out in the pool, and I don't know. I mean, there were moments where people were in fairly close proximity to each other without masks, and I don't know how you're going to live life or do anything like we did this weekend without that just happening naturally on occasion. But
we did. I mean,
but we really did
we did our best.
Great efforts to follow the rules and the protocols and all that stuff that are set forth in there.
There were a couple of times we kind of pulled them down quickly for a picture, but other than that, we wore them pretty much all the time.
Paul Adam made a comment. It's John, York, and Matthew now. I did post a picture saying that looked like, you know, that Matthew might have been in cahoots. Matthew was amazing this weekend, by the way.
It's funny
Speaking of
because
Matthew.
he actually tonight on the way home, he knew how tired we were. And he actually said to us, oh, well, don't cancel it. I will just go live tonight myself for about 30 minutes, he says.
Yeah, and I'm like, what?
Really?
Of course, where is he now? Is he? No, we could. I'm like, hey, you want to join us on the live tonight? No, I'm catching up on my computer stuff.
I think it's because we're here. He wanted to do it alone. He wanted his own.
He wanted to kick us out of here. He's really coming out of his shell. Paul Ada, thank you so much for the super chat. A big welcome to Matthew, being the newest cast member at the Ship Show. Successful recruitment weekend. There was a little bit of that. There was some shenanigans going on. They were trying to recruit. I think he's staying over here with Sharonatsea Travel, but we'll see how that all plays out. That was so funny. Patty McFall Monk is here. What's going on, Patty? All right, I'm gonna jump. Blaine from Really Creative Travel. What's up, Blaine? How you doing? Nathan Rita is in the house. Who else is here? I know I missed a few names, but I'm jumping ahead. Magnificent Germany with Darian.
Hi, Dave
here.
and Brandy.
Dave and Brandy's Excursions. They're in Virginia Beach or something right now, having an amazing week themselves.
That sounds nice.
Positive Vibes Adventures is here. What's up, Stacy Waldrop? What's going on, Stacy? Great to see you. Melinda Beauchamp is here. There's Liz Breen. Liz Breen says, "Hello, you animals." Is she talking to you? I can't. Liz, how dare you call Sharon an animal?
I think she's talking
Karen
to
Carter is here. What's up? Let's see. Trevor Wagaka said Maxwell is waiting in the wings when Matthew jumps ship.
Yeah,
yes,
we
can recruit Maxwell. We'll get him in there. He's doing a great job. All right, so Sharon, what do you want to talk about?
Magnificent Journey with Darian. Oh, howdy everyone.
Magnificent Germany.
Oh, Germany.
With Darian.
What did I say?
You said Journey.
I did.
Yeah,
it's so funny because I was thinking Germany. I'm tired.
You're exhausted.
Anyways.
Well, yeah, because you stayed out and you didn't get back to the room until 6 last night. Thank you, Catherine.
6 last night.
6 this morning. I was in at 6 last night, 6 p.m. Matthew's maturing into a lovely young man. Thank you, Kathy.
Hi,
That's
Kelly
very nice of you to say that.
Ronaldo.
Yep,
Yeah,
Kelly is there. What is up, Kelly?
Yeah,
she said very impressed with Matthew. He really watched over you, Sharon, and was a great help.
He was.
He did a fantastic job.
It was wonderful meeting you there in Vegas.
That's right. Paul Addis said, "Dunk tired. Who's judging?" Drunk, tired, the whole thing. How was the roulette table? Said Pam S. A lot of people in our groups did well. We saw a lot of happy faces and a lot of nice vouchers coming out of some machines.
Not on the roulette though, but on the slots.
And in general in the casino.
Yeah.
Now, myself, and I didn't do all that hot.
We were complete losers.
But I did manage to, even though I lost some money last night, I did manage to play and having a great time for hours. So that was something that I really enjoyed doing. And that's, okay, so I was the guilty party. I'm the one that all of a sudden, I'm sitting there and I'm like, God, what time is it? And I take my phone out and I look at it and it says it's like 5:30. And I'm like, oh my God, how does that even happen?
Decided to go over to another hotel and gamble.
Well, that's because I was looking for, I was with I was with 2 people and they will remain nameless. I will not give their identities away here in the chat.
They took good care of Jamie.
So, I mean, if they want to, they're welcome to, but I will not give their names out. You'll have to watch maybe some videos when they come out or whatever the case is. But we hung out. We were a lot of us were kind of saying. Well, a few of us were saying goodbye last night. We went out and had a final drink late in the evening out in a little patio area in front of the hotel there at New York. And so we said goodnight to a few people, and then Sharon went in, and then I was like, well, I just want to gamble a little bit. I got some chips left, and then these 2 other people said, well, come on, we'll go with you. And next thing I know, there's a few drinks being had, and then we're looking for cheaper tables because I'm a cheapskate when it comes to gambling. And so we walked over to the Excalibur right across the street, and we didn't really find cheaper tables, but I did find a blackjack table.
You did found.
I did found some, and I found a blackjack table that I liked, and I hung out there. The casinos were set up a little bit weird, but we'll talk about all that stuff another time. How everything was set up.
Paul asked how many tax forms were handed.
I saw at least 2 or 3.
Really? Well, I know of one, but Yeah.
Pamela Sasser said, thank you, Sharon, for helping me rebook our cruise to another in January 2022. You work so hard to help everyone with their cruises. Oh, yeah, we do cruising too sometimes. Pamela Sasser, thank you.
You are welcome, Pamela.
The Beach Life left $75 up. I will take it. Congratulations to you. That is a good job there. That is a good job. Trevor said, I'm thinking it was Chip and Rico that took care of Jamie. No, Chip and Rico were out doing their own thing. Let's see what else is going on out there in the chat. I don't know if you guys, we don't really have anything particular to talk about, but maybe we'll just go a little bit day by day.
And we didn't really have time to, all our videos and pictures and everything are most of them are pretty much still on the camera and the phones and everything. I think you did take a couple pictures off your phone to show people, but other than that, we'll get those on tomorrow and start getting some stuff out there. I know we're going to put out our next, we have 2 more Cabo vlogs first. We're going to try to get those out this week and start some Vegas stuff this weekend. Nancy
said it was Rita, all her fault. Rita did make an appearance, I'm not going to lie. I did get a little view of Rita, and if you know anything about Nautical Nurse Nancy, that's her alter ego, and she is, she likes to party. Let's just leave it there. No clocks in Vegas for a reason. Debbie Moser, what's up? It was great to see you guys as well over there on Fremont Street. How lovely was that? That was awesome. Timothy Walters, excellent point. Let me point this out. I wasn't the only one. We had some healthy, great shape type of folks that were just crushed from all the walking. They were sitting there telling me, I'm talking to John from the Ship Show, and he's young. I think he's like in his 20s or something. He's in great physical condition. And he was sitting there saying, my back is killing me. My legs hurt. My feet hurt. We walked more in the last 3 days than I have in the last year.
Since the whole pandemic started.
Yeah, and most of us have been sitting on our butts for doing nothing for the last 6 months. And all of a sudden, we're just covering miles, I felt like, at a time up and down the strip.
We walked all the way from the New York, which is at kind of one end of the strip almost, and we walked all the way down the strip. One night past the Bellagio, the other nights to the Bellagio. So 3 different nights in a row, we walked all the way down there and back. We walked a lot around Fremont Street the one night. So we did so much walking. I actually came home. I had 1 pair of shoes that I haven't worn that much before this trip, and they're really comfortable, but the last day I wore them, they kind of rubbed a blister on my foot. So I actually got a blister from all the walking.
Hold on, my phone is saying that there might be a little bit of a buffer going on. But I don't know if that's just me or what. If you guys are seeing things, okay, let me know. I'm showing a little buffer. But
oh my God, what's that? Lori says she blew out what? Go back up. She blew out her hip?
I blew out a hip. My ankles are swollen today, said Lori DeShield.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, Shauna Snow said, I had so much fun, but I feel like we were hit by a bus. That is so true.
It's gonna take us all a few weeks to recover.
Unbelievable. Doug Ullinger said Beth and I were pretty lucky. We came home a little bit ahead. Had some good luck initially and the last night as well.
Oh wow,
that is fantastic.
They were having good luck on those.
Yes, you guys were crushing it. That was awesome. This trip was an exhausting love fest, said Lord, or love fest. Cruising for food. What did we learn from that? Yeah, we should just start right into that right now, Wanda, because we can talk about what we learned this weekend for a long time. Flamingo Pam, there she is. So nice to meet everyone. So great to meet you as well.
It was so good to meet you.
That is right. Andrew Sweeze, no buffet. There were no buffets going on at all. Kara Groshek, we did see some freaks on Fremont. Not nearly as many. Fremont was... Everything happened quickly.
I mean, not so many.
Well, I didn't get a lot of video of stuff. Sue, I guess there was one nun on Fremont Street, but I didn't get a whole lot.
I didn't see any nuns, but I know someone said they saw one.
There were some guys in diapers that someone said something about.
There were some guys
I missed them though, which I'm really upset about. Oh my God. So, all right.
There was a lot of interesting things.
First off, let me, we talked about thank you to the people that were involved and all this behind the scenes, but also thanks to these people, guys. Take a look at these folks right here, if you would, really quick. We were able to make our way down to the Bellagio. Now, it was packed. A Saturday night, the strip was packed with people.
Oh, I think it's
and we were able to get, I think it's just my phone is just doing that. And we were able to get out there, get a spot. without anyone else in there and sneak in this picture. It was fantastic. A few folks didn't make it to the picture for whatever reason, so we're sorry that they didn't get there, but otherwise, I mean, it was tremendous. What a great time was had, and we were able to get that, and that was fantastic.
And we took a few pictures. We should have some more pictures coming. I don't think he's here tonight, Joe Hildebrandt, but he took some great pictures with his camera of all of us, and he's going to email them to me. So as soon as I get those, I'll be posting them so everyone that was there, they can, take it off the Facebook page or whatever, our Facebook group, and save it for themselves if they want.
That is right. Oh, Mr. Tony Barnett's out in the house. What is going on, Tony and Jenny, if you're out there?
Hi, Tony and Jenny.
Lovely to see you guys as well. Wanda said the naked lady in the wheelchair was a little bit creepy. Paul Addis said, what did I learn? I learned that Clayco still can't operate a microphone. Did you get your fill of pasties on free cruising, Susan? There were a lot of pasties right about here and right about here. Flamingo Pam said, I thought Fremont was pretty tame except for all the marijuana. Fine, you brought it up, Flamingo Pam.
Okay.
Let's address this.
That
really
wasn't
quick.
just Fremont Street, though. That was everywhere on the strip. In fact, the last 2 nights that we came back to our room, you could kind of smell it in the hallways a little bit too at the New York. But the last 2 nights we came back to our room, we actually opened our door, and it's almost like you felt like there were people smoking it in our room while we were gone, because we walked in and our room just reeked like marijuana the last 2 nights. It was horrible. So, but anyways, I don't know. That's I think just pretty much everywhere in Vegas now. I don't know.
I think you're right.
You walk
Vegas
down the
is going
street
through
and
the
that's
whole,
all you smell down the whole strip as you're walking. It's just, that's all you smell.
The weed has been legalized, and it is everywhere.
It is.
I mean, everywhere. And
It's
Matthew,
crazy.
we're sitting there with Matthew, telling Matthew, we're like, well, okay, that's something that we don't have in Arizona, but here it is legalized. And then Matthew's like, well, I thought the federal government says it's not legal. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to get into that with you,
Matthew for you.
This is a state-by-state deal, and that's just how it's going to go.
Yeah.
So, well, and so it was very, very crazy. There was a lot of it everywhere, and you couldn't turn one way or the other without getting a whiff of it. So
that's why I said we have to wash everything.
Timothy Walter said, that funky odor was everywhere. It sure was. Cruising for Food said that skunk weed was everywhere. Yeah, and you know what's funny though, because everything I smelled. I mean, listen, I grew up in the 80s, right? So I'm familiar. I don't necessarily dabble now, but I have dabbled. I'm not going to tell you that I haven't. But yeah, back in my younger days. But everything I smelled in my not yesterday, my younger, yesteryears, younger days. Never mind. So see, I'm sorry, I am exhausted. But everything smelled like it was really good. Like I'm like, dang, doesn't anybody have any crappy weed anymore? Everything was like top of the shelf stuff.
Carney said it's legal there, but they can only smoke it in their home. Yeah, see, it's in Vegas. It's like you can just smoke it anywhere.
Well, I think it is. I don't really know.
It's like everywhere.
Michelle M said it was everywhere. I was at the Flamingo, and they were smoking in the elevators, the hallways, just everywhere out in the open.
It's just crazy.
Yes. Vegas, the weed life. The Brian Francisconi, you're right. Charles Hahn, what is going on? Charles, our teams both got lucky, and we will take it. As a matter of fact, Charles, Doodles McShip Show was devastated at that end result of the Bears game as they came back and beat the Lions. It was brutal. And, of course, John was there cheering on his Browns, and that game didn't go too well for him either.
Michelle M said, and the scooters were obnoxious. Yes. So there's these scooters there that you can rent, and they're I don't know. I always picture those for people that need help getting around to rent them, but everyone seemed to be renting them. In fact, the younger people were renting them and driving them all around the strip, all around the hotel. One night I waited to get on the elevator for probably about 15 minutes because, only a few people would get on the elevator at a time, but there was probably about 8 or 10 people on these scooters lined up to get on the elevator, and only 2 could fit on at a time. And so you had to wait to go through all those, and it was kind of slow to get an elevator anyway, so we had to wait forever. And then one of the girls kept running back and forth into the wall with a scooter because she didn't know how to drive it. It was crazy.
What's up, Adventures of David and Aaron? How are you gentlemen doing? Thank you. They love the picture. We all felt Doodle's pain, said Wanda from that game. It was brutal. Timothy Walter said, my sister picked me up at the airport and asked me how much weed I smoked in Vegas. Apparently my clothes still smell of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably on the plane and people are like, what's up with this guy?
Yeah, this probably smells. This is actually what I wore home from there, and probably just getting out of there this morning. It probably stinks.
Don Carell Cruz, we played a little bit of slots. Sharon only played a little bit, and what was funny is I thought we were going to gamble a ton, and we didn't really have a lot of time for it.
We were just busy, yeah. I usually play roulette, and for some reason the roulette table, I kind of scoped it out a few times, and I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. I didn't want to play there for some reason, so I played a couple of the slot machines that everyone was winning on that was hot for other people, but were not hot for me. So, anyways.
It was wild.
Yeah.
It was wild. So, and then, of course, the other thing that was a little bit of a surprise for a few folks was we ended up going in on Wednesday and adding an extra night to our trip. But we actually had a really good reason.
Well, yeah, kind of last minute we started thinking, well, why are we're pulling Matthew out of school Thursday to drive up there. Or no, we were going to not pull him out of school. We were going to wait for him to finish school, then drive up there and not get there till late. And we're like, and Wednesdays, he's actually off school every Wednesday right now with everything going on. So we're like, why don't we just drive up Wednesday and then he can just go to school up there Thursday. So that's what we did. And then we had like an extra evening there, and then we had an extra day there to kind of hang out.
So that was a lot of fun because on Wednesday, we John and York, the guys over there at the Zip Show, and we're mentioning them a lot tonight because they were such a big part of this whole deal. I mean, we were just a great team working together to make all this stuff happen. So thanks again to those guys for doing such a great job and being part of the deal with us and teaming up with us. And if you haven't checked them out yet, make sure you go see the Ship Show because they're going to put a lot of content out. John will be here coming up in the coming weeks, putting out some stuff about all the fun that we had as well. I think a lot of people will be posting a lot of videos and having fun with stuff. So make sure you go check them out.
Yeah, I'll try to post a lot of pictures tomorrow in the cruise crew of our trip.
Yeah, Crazy Cat Traveler asked if Doodles, York over there, married anyone. I don't think he married anybody.
Oh, but somebody got engaged.
Well, they did get engaged.
Yeah.
Mr. Gary Labelson. Congratulations to you, sir.
I don't think he's here tonight, but he got engaged to his girlfriend. They came for the weekend, long weekend.
Yes.
And he asked her to marry him, like, I forget what day it was, if it was Thursday or Friday. But and she said yes. So
excellent.
They're planning to get married. I don't know when. Maybe you mentioned maybe next fall or something.
Post pandemic, I think, is the goal for them. So that's fantastic. That is good news, and maybe Doodles can do the honors for that deal. Let's see what else do we have going. Yes, a few people mentioning. So all right, so we go on Wednesday and we do a little live show Wednesday night, and we kind of surprised everybody by being there when we went on to this Facebook Live. So that was pretty cool. Thursday, we ended up
we laid by the pool.
We got up and it just hung out by the pool.
Well, no one was. I don't think anyone was there yet. I'm trying to remember, but no one that we had run into anyways yet. So we had laid by the pool. Matthew was in school all day in the room. We kind of hung out at the pool, and I don't know, until he was done, and then I forget, what did we do? We went to dinner or something, didn't we?
On which night? On Thursday night? Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I think we did go to dinner, and then we had we went out to dinner. It's all kind of a blur.
Oh, we ate at the Ocean One.
Oh, we did. So we're
that place was
yes. Great. So we were going down to well, hold on, hang on a second. Hello. Hey, just so you know,
Larry.
We're in the middle of doing a Monday night live stream right now.
You guys had a blast.
I'm surprised you don't know that.
Glad you made it back home safe. Thank you, Larry. Oh my God. Let's see.
We'll have to cover that later, but let me get back to this live stream. Why don't you guys turn on your YouTube and say hi?
We have...
I gotta go now. Thank you for calling. Bye.
We have a couple of Norwegian cruises booked down the road in 2021 and 2022.
Mm-hmm. Did you see that already?
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes,
and you acknowledged it? Excellent. Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you, Larry Thomas. We really appreciate that.
I'm trying to focus. I'm listening to you.
I know.
Party on the Sea said, did Garrett have the parties in his awesome suite? No, I don't think anyone went back there. Our night kind of took a little bit of a turn. So we went to the Nine Fine Irishman, which we planned. Had a great time there. Then
that was so much better than I actually even thought it was going to be.
It did.
It was so fantastic.
And then our plan was to walk down to the Bellagio to get a big group photo, and then we were going to go over to Cabo Wabo and continue the party there. So we went down to the Bellagio, took our picture, and then things didn't quite work out as planned at Cabo Wabo.
Yes.
So some people wanted to go back. Some people were just tired. Some people didn't even go over to Cabo Wabo because they were just tired. So the ones that did, we decided to go back to New York, and kind of continue the party a little bit. And, there was several people just hanging out there on the kind of the patio, I guess you call it.
I think by that time of the evening, it was, people were just kind of exhausted.
I think we were all, everyone's feet and legs were killing them from the whole walk.
Mm-hmm.
We were kind of just hanging out there. And so, we couldn't just leave. Everyone wasn't going to walk over there. And so we kind of just staying there with everyone. And so I don't think anyone did.
I'm not sure if anybody got over there or not.
Yeah,
and earlier in the evening, again, we saw Garrett earlier, and then at one point he didn't come down to the Bellagio. His new fiance wasn't feeling that awesome. So I don't know if it would have been the best night to go over there and have a monster party on his patio anyway. So it was just one of those things where at the right time with a few people, something like that could have been awesome. But I think there were so many people doing so many different things later on in the evening that it was just hard to actually put something together where a group would go across the street, go to another resort and
everyone
go find
at that point, like I said, everyone's was tired kind of, and their feet were killing them from all the walking.
Oh my gosh.
And all that. So
that was brutal. Paul Adder, that was not my bail bondsman. But thanks for reminding me I did have to make that call. We appreciate that. Charles Hunt said Fremont Street sounds like the bathrooms from high school. You open the door and you're in a Cheech and Chong movie. Michelle Staten got married in Vegas 22 years ago. Went back 10 years later and it was okay. Went back 2 years ago and we really didn't care for it. It's changed a lot and not for the best. It is definitely different now.
It's different
that's
than
for
we've
sure.
gone last time too. And it's we had so much fun meeting everyone and hanging out there, and it was a great place to go for that, and it was a lot of fun. But Vegas isn't really my thing so much. I'd rather be on a Caribbean island somewhere, like in the sun or something.
Speaking of, Brian Samborski just joined and said, just joining in the conversation, is Carnival sailing anytime soon, Southern Caribbean or anything? Do you know any secrets about cruising, Sharon, that you want to share with anyone right now?
There's nothing new yet. Okay. But as soon as I know something, I will keep you posted.
Beautiful.
I think from what I hear, they're working on things, but it all depends on what's going on. If anything changes with all the ones overseas that are sailing now, so we'll just have to kind of see what happens.
Nick B said, I have to get to Vegas soon. Nancy Fields, hello, driving home from the airport. Hello, Nancy. And Daniel Fields, how are you doing tonight? Daniel, if you're watching now, you almost single-handedly ensured that there would be a live show tonight because I did not want to disappoint you. And I know I was just talking about how we go live through hail and sleet and snow and storm. We're like the postman, and so we didn't want to disappoint. Positive Vibes Adventures. So it just says what happened in Cabo Wabo. So really quick, can I tell you?
Well, I think the real issue was we were a little late there.
Well,
too.
We were a little bit late, but John had a conversation with Cabo about, hey, there's a number of us and what can you do? And they had talked about they could set aside some chairs and put us in an area. Vegas is really weird right now. Every place is weird because of the pandemic, but in Vegas, there's a time where you could just go in with 20 people into a bar and just hang out, and you're crowded like this and everybody's shoulder to shoulder, whatever the case is. If you saw some moments on any of the videos or any of the stuff that we did where you're like, oh, there's a lot of people there, you multiply that by 10, and that's usually what it is at any bar or something in Vegas. But bars are closed. If you go into a restaurant, they've removed half of the tables at least. There's 6 feet of space. You can't put more than 6 people at one table at a time. And you really can't go anywhere and get a drink. You have to go in and sit at a table. And when you do that, you have to get food one way or the other, order some food in order to get a drink. It's a very weird dynamic. Literally, to get drinks in New York, we had to go into the stores that were there and buy, beers and things like that to carry around, or you had to go into a restaurant, or you'd be gambling and have a drink brought to you. So it was a really weird dynamic. So anyway, so long story short, a conversation was had with Cabo about maybe doing this. We got there, and somebody is like a communication breakdown. They're telling John, we don't know who would have done that. There's no way we could do that. We don't have the room. We don't have the space for that, and all that kind of stuff. So after going back and forth for about 10, 15 minutes or so, we're just like, we're done with you. We're just going to go back to New York, because Nine Fine Irishmen did an awesome job of taking care of us.
We had a whole room upstairs
earlier that night,
and but the tables were all spaced apart and kind of in different little cove areas, but everyone was able to take a spot and kind of converse, with whoever's at their table and get to know people. And then we were able to kind of get up and mingle a little too. They weren't too picky with that. They I don't know. They're kind of relaxed with that a little bit. It's just when you get up and walk around, you always have to have your mask on if you're not sitting at the table.
So it was just a weird deal, but so that's what ended up happening on that particular night. To answer your question about the Cabo deal,
but I think everything turned out great.
Yeah,
it turned out. Yeah. I think everyone was happy.
Oh, the ship show said, I called the Cabo people today. They were very apologetic. They offered some things. We will talk. Oh, very nice. I can't wait to have that conversation this Saturday evening, as a matter of fact, for our usual Saturday evening mind meld. That is cool. A totally different vibe this time, said Sue O'Connor. Yes, it was a totally different vibe. Dean and Laura, we saw Dean as well out there. What was up, dude? Kai Baker said hello. Sharon.
Hello.
Yes, it was very, and said hi, Jamie, as well. It was a very unique experience, but Sunday was fantastic.
It was, yeah.
We were really unsure of what was going to happen. So everything we wanted to do originally, we had to consider the whole pandemic effect on getting, there's no bars, there's no place to go to just drink and hang out and watch football. And I was able to secure an area at a place called Tom's Urban, a restaurant there that has a bunch of TVs. And they were, I think our experience there was the best out of any place. Nine Fine Irishmen was outstanding, don't get me wrong. But the manager at Tom's Urban was freaking fantastic. The dude taking care of us was outstanding. Tyler was a general manager.
And every time
Sean,
the Raiders got a touchdown, they gave free shots.
Yeah, because the Raiders are in town. And so that was cool. So we got free shots as well, starting at 10 a.m.
But that
shortly after.
They had the tables all spaced in there, too. It was kind of an area, closed section.
Yes.
And they removed certain tables, and all the tables were at least 6 feet apart. But we were all kind of in the same room there, so we could you can kind of talk and move around a little from table to table, as other people left, other people came in later for the second game, and some people left after the first game, and so that was a lot of fun.
Well, it was. So I talked to the general manager, and we didn't want to ruffle any feathers. We didn't want to do the wrong thing. But there were people, came in and kept coming in over like the first 30 minutes of the games to join us. But the basic rule there was that, we got in and we sat down and we did order food and we did order drinks. So that was cool. We did that. The tables were spaced out, and they had told us previously that it's not from it's from chair to chair, not table to table. So it was weird how spaced out it was but the spacing was awkward, but we were able to get into a little corner. But he said, listen, if you get up from your seat and you go over to talk to someone else, that's okay. Just don't congregate in big groups. But when you're seated, you can take off your mask when you're seated at the table because you're dining, you're eating, you're drinking. But if you do get up to move around at all, please, you have to put your mask on. So that was the biggest deal. So I felt like Grandpa, as anybody who would get up without their mask, would be like, hey, get your mask on. They'd be like, oh, sorry. They put their mask on really quick. And but everyone was fantastic and following the rules. Yeah. Nobody busted chops or anything. And so that was a great time we had. Not everyone did that. Not everybody's into football, but that was a big deal for us. We, the boys wanted to be there, and so so we definitely had fun with it. Yeah. So there was probably about half the people that were there came to watch football. Just like our pool day, probably about half of the people there were, on our pool day. Some people didn't really like the pool so much, so they did other things. So, but
kind of got together with everyone at other times besides the meetup too.
Yeah.
In different situations.
It felt very group cruisy.
It did.
I mean, they were like everyone's there to have their own vacation. You know, the funny thing is,
kind of felt like we were on a group cruise the way the hotel was too, with all the different things. In the New York
when we first announced it, we said, "Hey, we're having a meetup on Saturday night in Vegas on this date." Of course, then we said, well, we're going to go in a couple days beforehand and maybe stay an extra day or whatever. Then everyone else starts doing that. Next thing you know, people are like, well, what are we doing Sunday? Well, what are we doing Friday? Well, what are we doing during the day? What are we doing? And we're like, whoa, hold on. I don't think we can put together all these days.
Well, we did kind of plan something.
But we ended up having a little fun with different people at different times. And I think the only thing that was disappointing and similar to the group cruise is where there wasn't a lot of time for just one-on-one time with everyone. There were, we spent a lot more time with the guys from the ship show and a few folks that were just kind of at everything and getting involved. But there were a lot of folks that we just saw just quickly. Maybe we just saw them during Nine Fine Irishmen.
I think some people were there too
something.
because they turned it into a vacation for themselves. So they came for the meetup, but then the rest of the time they had things planned with their spouse or whatever, and they were doing other things too. So that was nice. And then there were a few people that stayed at other hotels too, so they were doing their own thing besides the meetup. So that was cool. I think everyone had fun though.
So it was nice. And the funny thing is, somebody comes up to you and they're like, and they come up to say hi and but every time someone greeted you, they walked up and they were like this.
Oh my God.
Hey, how you doing? Big fan. How are you? And you're like, hey, how are you doing? And you're like, wait, do I know? Who are you? Am I going to recognize you? Who is this person? And then, and sometimes things are loud, and you have the mask on, and they're like, hey, Bob Jones, nice to meet you. I'm sorry, what was your name? Bob Jones? I'm like, okay, but how do I know you on YouTube? Oh, I'm, this person, whatever, on YouTube. Oh, okay. Nice to meet you.
What's the weirdest thing is we were walking down the strip one night and someone...
Oh, that was Saturday. Yeah, Saturday night.
It wasn't someone there for the meetup or the group, but just some random stranger came up to us and said hi, they recognize us from our YouTube channel, which was really weird because we were walking down the strip with our masks on, and so I don't know, I would have never recognized someone walking down probably with their mask on. So that was kind of interesting. But
yes. Dewey Ski, what is going on, Dewey?
Hey, Dewey.
Dewey was there, and he said the pool day was so much fun, but squatting in the pool for 5 hours took its toll on the old legs. I got a little sunburn myself, but hey.
I know. I hope you have recovered.
Yeah, totally. Oh, Paul Addis said, Jamie, bend over and show us the tattoo. Yeah, let me show you the tattoo that I got. It's right. I got it right. Oh, no, I didn't get it. There's not a tattoo there.
Actually, they thought about it.
We missed getting it done.
It was just too busy, and with the way things were there was just like no time.
Yes, totally. D&G Explorers are in the house. What is going on, gentlemen? Lovely to spend time and meet you guys as well.
It was so nice.
How fun was that this weekend? That was awesome. It was just so cool. So many people. I mean, there were over 50 people, I think, or at least about 50 people at Nine Fine Irishmen. And considering that it was a pandemic and everyone had to go, I mean, people were flying to Vegas to go to this thing. It was a serious investment. It wasn't just drive a few hours. And so that's what we were really blown away by.
Well, I think that's why a lot of people, turned it into more of a few, like not just the weekend. They, took a couple extra days either before or after. Made it into a little vacation. It
was fantastic. Debbie Moser, who does live in Vegas, we saw her on Fremont Street. And she said living in Vegas is a lot like living on a giant cruise ship. You are so right.
Yeah.
I totally believe it. The Q's Cruisers, what's going on, Q's Cruisers? Lovely to see you. Let's see, what else do we have? Nautical Nurse Nancy says, I keep looking for people from our crew while walking around New York. Oh, yeah, because Nancy's still there and people have already... Nancy Fields. Oh yeah, Nancy Fields was there with her daughter. She said her daughter had fun. It's always funny when someone brings someone who's not in the loop, and they just kind of brought them. And I'm sure that person's like, oh, what are all these people doing? Why are they yelling bagok? I don't understand what's happening here. So it's just kind of crazy stuff. Yes, Dewey Ski said the visit from the Big Bagok was a surprise. Thank you so much. Vonna V. Welch said Broncos touchdown. Vonna V comes in with the super chat, announces the Broncos touchdown. Vonna V, if you're going to continue to drop super chats when the Broncos score a touchdown, all I have to say to you is, go Broncos. I've never said that before. A little humor there. Little super chat humor for you. Let's see. What else do we have? I want to catch up. I don't want to miss anybody's comments or anything like that. Let's see. Oh, yes. Matthew was not the only youngster in the group. Lori DeShield brought her beautiful and super sweet daughter, Amber. And I think Amber had a little bit of fun, too. It's funny. There were a few times when we were all hanging together, and Matthew was there, and Amber was there. And the funny thing is, all the adults are out there and chatting and throwing back beers and cocktails and drinks.
They're just sitting there on their phones.
The two of them are just staring and boom, boom, boom,
this is my parents. And they're just...
Yeah, they're like, whatever, I'm bored. Just want to get online. Speaking of getting online, let me see if I'm online here as well. My phone's giving me a little grief. But it was just such an amazing time.
Yeah, and we had so much fun. That we had a few people asked us about doing another one, or asked us if we're going to be doing another one. Not in Vegas necessarily, but if we were, and even a few gave us some suggestions of places to have it. So we were kind of talking about it on the way home too, a little bit, and we have a couple ideas of something that we might do. Again, we have group cruises, but we're thinking about maybe doing at least one meetup a year somewhere that's not a group cruise, and maybe we'll even do more than that, but we're committing to that right now. But so we're thinking of maybe possibly next spring sometime doing a meetup somewhere else, and try to do them in different areas, different states, and different places so that some of the people that can't make it to certain areas, maybe give them the opportunity to come if they want, because we had a lot of people that said they wish they could have come, but they just couldn't travel there at this time. So
yes. Look, Michelle M said I was nervous at first, but everyone was so welcoming, great conversation. I just jumped in, announced who I was, but it was so much fun. That is so. Michelle, you saying that really means a lot, because that's the one thing I noticed as we put together a lot of strangers at tables together and force them to be, just with somebody you don't know. A few people knew each other, but there were plenty of people who didn't know anybody, and they would just come in and start interacting and chatting and talking and having a great time. And I think people were pretty, surprised at that deal, but it's fantastic.
Yeah. So it was great seeing everyone make new friends, and it's great.
Wanda Ernstberg said, Cruise TV gave your channel a shout out in Sherry's latest video. That's what we like to hear.
Right. Well,
Sherry, if you're out there, and on occasion you are, thank you so much for whatever the shout out was. Time to start planning the Cabo group vacation, said Jose Lara.
I know. We'll see. I don't know if there'll be a Cabo group vacation. We'll see.
B-Satan67 said Dollywood.
Yeah. we had a couple people mention Dollywood on there. We've also had some other things. We have one idea we came up with that... I came up with it.
You? Is this the idea that I think? This is my idea totally? I totally came up with it.
No.
Is this the one?
Yeah, that
was my idea. You're stealing my idea, Sharon.
My idea.
That is ridiculous.
You just added to it.
I'm going to write the idea down right now and put a copyright symbol next to it, and then Sharon can't use
Anyways,
it.
we had this idea.
Fine, we had the idea.
About another meetup that we thought would be... One thing that we mentioned is how we feel bad that, we can't spend as much time with everyone that we want. And this idea kind of might give us and other people more time, it's kind of more an intimate get together, but not, a lot of people can come, but it'll just be more.
Or she goes glamping. It was my idea. LOL. It was not your idea, Lauren.
Glamping.
That was the vision I had. I picture a bunch of us coming into an outdoorsy area, a bunch of cabins or something.
My idea is having a bunch of cabins on a lake where people can fish. They can get out in little boats or do whatever, kayaks, whatever they want. And we're all there together. We can like do some of our meals together, and we can even have like, I'm not sure how, it would depend on where it was, but have a couple meals and things included where maybe we serve actually ourselves. We serve you guys a couple dinners or something like that.
That would be fantastic.
And breakfasts or something. And but everyone can get together. We can play games, hang out by a campfire, have some drinks. And like, I don't know, it would just kind of be fun because everyone would be really close knit there together in their own cabin, of course, with bathrooms and comfy beds.
Yes, but it would be nice because we found like when we were out. When we're out anywhere, there's music playing, there's so much background noise and stuff like that it's hard to communicate. It'd be nice just to sit quietly and chat with people and sit there for a 20, 30, 40-minute conversation instead of 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there, which is a lot of what you have to deal with. D&G Explorers, Derek, and Triple G Gregory, thank you so much for the super chat. They said, what an amazing weekend. Thank you. Listen, it's great having you guys there. It was fantastic meeting you guys and getting to spend time, and looking forward to doing it again at some point.
Oh, shows that's a great idea. Sharon can cook. Well, I thought maybe you guys could help us.
No, that's not where you want to go with that, John. Sharon cooking the meal is not. That's not the way you want to go. That's for sure.
But we thought that might be fun. We're also thinking of it. There's a couple other places people mentioned, and so we're, we're gonna think of some.
Well, we gotta do something to hang out with peeps, and if we can't go on a cruise for the moment, then we're gonna have to do it.
Yeah, and even when cruising's back, we're still thinking about doing this. Every so often, because I think it's. I don't know. It's just different and it's fun, and there are some people that maybe want to cruise, but they just can't cruise, or for whatever reason. And this is just a way to meet some other people too.
Timothy Walters, thank you for the super chat. Says the Wisconsin Dells is exactly what you're talking about. Wanda Ernsberger, great idea. Park City, Utah. They have huge houses that have 6 stories. You can rent them out for a few days. Chef here to help with the cooking.
I don't know. All of us in the same house. That might be a little crazy.
That could be crazy.
I don't know if I'd want to take responsibility for the house after.
Yeah, and I mean, after a couple drinks and, I come out in the middle of the night to go take a leak or something and forget where I am and come out in my skivvies.
Oh, my gosh.
Go out there and, I'm yawning, I'm scratching myself and I'm walking out. And
oh, my gosh.
Not what you want to see. Paul Adam will bring the Fireball gummies. Excellent idea. John saying that Kelly is not. Don't worry, John. We will have the proper accommodations for Kelly. John made a comment earlier about Kelly may not be a big fan of camping, but there'll be electricity. Oh yeah,
it would not be regular camping. I'm thinking more like nice cabins with nice like kitchens and bathrooms where you're just like. Like a little house.
Yes, yeah. All the features of home, but just not home. No. Can we? The question was asked by Paul. Can we vote people off the campsite? No, that wouldn't be. It's not a Survivor. It's not a Survivor get together type of a situation.
But it'd be fun to have like some really fun games. I think going on throughout the week or whatever, a few days.
Sue O'Connor says I can cook Italian food. There you go. Thank you for offering there. Glamping, cabins, and RV hookups as well. Yes, there you have it. You know what we could do? We could contact Griffin and Alyssa, and we could see if we can't. Maybe we can use their big old RV that they're rolling out in, and be like, "Hey guys, can you take us on a fun trip in the RV? We just want to get about 50 people, and we're all hang out in that bad boy." Scavenger hunt. That's right, Michelle M. Oh, that would have been something we could have done. In Vegas, we could have done a Vegas scavenger hunt.
Oh, that. Could have been crazy.
So if you've ever been to Vegas, here was also a funny moment. Not only did we have to explain to Matthew about what the weird smell was as we walked through the streets and everywhere. I mean, in hotels, outside hotels. I even got a whiff of it. I swear I saw 2 people smoking blunts, whatever the kids are calling them these days, at the Bellagio as we walked through that place. And that place is, the Bellagio. So then, of course, there's people. There weren't as many of them as there usually is, but there's guys and gals that are handing out little cards, little like business cards. And of course, somebody hands something to Matthew, and he takes it like a normal person does, and he gives one of these, and he looks at it. I think York was there when Matthew picked one up and looked at it, and he just looks and goes, one of these deals, because because he got the, because he got the card with the naked lady on it with the phone number.
Oh, Traveling On says s'mores. Yeah, s'mores.
Oh, that'd be a great idea. That would be a great idea. A Survivor SAST ship show version. Yep, Timothy Walters, that'd be amazing.
Oh my God, Paul Anna. First time Matthew was high during class. Oh my God.
Nancy Fields says it. The pot smoke was awful. And Nancy and Daniel are regulars in Vegas. Yes, Shelley Lou, that wacky tobacco was in full effect. The ship show, like the face I made. Yes, that was Matthew. It was a little bit of a startling moment. If you go to Dollywood, you can put together a race on the Trail of the Dragon. I've done this twice. It's cool. It's nearby. That sounds pretty cool. Although, I don't know if racing and drinking all day and then having a campfire will go that well together, but we'll have to look into that.
If you go to... B. Staten said, if you go to Dollywood, could you put together... is that the one you read? A race on the Dragon Trail? Is that the one?
Yes, yes.
Sorry.
Jose Lara said we got to get lobster tea in on the camping trip. That'd be fantastic. Have Tony, Jenny going on a camping trip with those guys would be tremendous. We cannot wait till our group cruise. Oh, you know what? Somebody asked. We do still cruise. We will be cruising again. Yeah. And hopefully we can do a little bit of everything going forward. This is so fun.
But it's just when cruising starts up again, we'll be cruising. But we're gonna also be continue to do some other things.
Hold on, Brian, Leanne, are you saying that you haven't smelled it?
Oh, wow.
But Brian is laughing at Leanne's because Leanne's saying she hasn't smelled it once, and so he says she must already be stoned, and that's why she can't smell it.
Well, when we went over to the Bellagio last night, though, I didn't smell it like I did.
Oh, no, by no means was it the same.
In fact, I didn't smell it inside at all, but when we did go outside for a while, then I did smell a little bit of it.
Yes, that is for sure. Michelle M said, I'm sure Matthew was surprised by the showgirls walking all around as well. Yes, it was, Fremont Street was very cheeky. And of course the Pacey's were in full effect too. So
well, before we left, he asked us if this was going to be, because we were kind of breaking him in about it. And he asked us if it was going to be anything like New Orleans. And we're like, well, maybe a little, but I don't know. It might be a little worse.
Yes. Leanne said Brian has smelled it everywhere. It must be my mask. The weekend weed smokers showed up. Trevor, it wasn't the weekenders. This was a daily thing.
Yeah, it was every day.
Yes.
Every day, all day.
At first, it sure was. It sure was. A few comments. Paul Buckler says, well, the weed smells better nowadays than it used to. Yeah, I was making that point earlier. That I'm like, well, back in the day, if you smell like, man, you got the good stuff. So
Beth Ollinger said, Big Bear Lake, California.
Wanda from Cruising for Food says, can you imagine a meetup in New Orleans?
Oh, jeez.
I don't know about that. That might be, we'll be in big trouble over there. Michelle M said, I won't be staying at the Flamingo again. There was too much of it there.
It was, we went over to the Flamingo and, we weren't there that long, so we didn't smell as much, but it was probably just as bad at the New York. It was really bad there.
Yes. Let's see. Beth says, my eyes were bloodshot from it, LOL. Nancy pointed out, yes, Nancy, thanks for reminding me of that. It was cheeky, and of course there was a guy, and his whole claim to fame was he was the kick me in the nuts guy.
Yeah, it's like he wanted you
I don't know how else to say it. I can't clean it up. That's just what it was.
Kick him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you would. You would give the guy money and then you kick him in the jimmy. It was an odd deal. People are doing anything they can for a buck in Vegas. That's for sure. That is funny. Lori said, I need to get my voice back before we get together again. Lori, why bother?
So you can
Every time we get together, you lose your voice 3 days in. I don't know what the deal is.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Addis said that there would be certain casualties in New Orleans. You were right about that. The ship show said, the hotel hallways were a little bit smelly about that stuff. Kick him in the jimmy. So there was a lot of that. But listen, I'm not going to dwell on that. It is what it is. And the young kids these days, they're just so crazy. Yeah. Or the old kids or whatever they were.
Yeah, it was crazy. And it's not the place you'd want to go on a family vacation. But it was fun for our meetup, so...
Well, we took a family vacation.
We all had a great time.
I think, yes. I don't know. Sharon and I were saying, well, how soon would you want to come back? We hadn't been to Vegas in forever. Like, since we got married, I think 20 years to the best of my recollection. And I don't know how soon we'll go back again. But I would definitely want to go back again. I just got to get a little money together so I can do a little more gambling. That's all.
I don't know. I don't think we'll be going back anytime soon.
Yes. Well, we'll see what happens. Paul Buckley said legal in all of Canada. Finally started smoking legal cannabis from dispensaries. Well, there you go, Paul. Let's see. Yeah, Shauna Snow said, let's hope no one has a drug test coming at work after inhaling all of that.
Oh my God.
That is for sure.
Oh, you know what I thought of? It was funny because I have like this carry-on bag that I put on top of our luggage. It kind of slides over the handle, and it's kind of like more like a fabric or whatever. So when I got home, I started thinking, I was like, I'm probably gonna have to wash this bag too, because I can see going on our next trip and going through either the airport or go to Mexico or somewhere where they have the dog sniffing the dog, and all of a sudden
that would be fantastic if you had to go through. You usually get pulled aside for searches, for random searches anyway. That'd be a riot. That'd be a riot. Michelle M said, I still love Vegas. I did the big bus tour and went to Red Rock. Oh, that sounds fantastic. Brian with Larry is out there. What's going on, Brian with Larry? Sue O'Connor wants to go back when the shows resume. You're right, Sue. That'll be a great time to do it.
Yeah, I guess if we went back, we'd probably plan maybe when things return like that, and we would probably plan a couple things to do, and it might not be, it would be okay.
Yes. Cruising for food. Oh, yes. Good call, Wanda. Anyone that brought home the business cards from Vegas, for the ladies, please mail them to Nautical Nurse Nancy. She's trying to collect them. So just get them right over to her. Anthony Black will appreciate that as well. Yes, John, you are right. Despite the constant smell of Drakkar Noir, it was an amazing weekend. Am I right or am I right?
Yeah, it was. Right. It was so much fun with everyone.
It was tremendous. We can't wait to put some videos and pictures out there and start showing some of that stuff. We did. It was very weird. It wasn't like a normal vlog type of a situation. But we put some video together of our experiences and stuff and what we did as a group. And you're going to see some stuff out there. It's going to be great.
More like kind of not really daily vlogs, but it'll be more like just different things we did and stuff like that.
Yes. Great times, everyone. Let's party again tomorrow. Said Life is Good Today. You were so right about that. Trevor said, I hear Montana is nice. Well, Trevor, we might have to come to Canada to have a shindig with you. We'll cross the border and come on up there and see you. Sharon, it's 8:10 our time. I know. It's only been an hour and 10 minutes, and that's way shorter than we ever like to be if we're doing a live show on a Monday. But you do have a lot to do. I have a few things to do before I get to bed and get ready for work tomorrow. Not to mention some dinner would be a great idea too. And I need to drink about 5 more bottles of water to get rehydrated. Yeah. Because it was crazy.
I need to unpack. I have a lot of emails to answer.
Yes.
Which I will probably do some tonight and some tomorrow. And
that is correct. So what else do we have coming up? Anything exciting? We had our Cabo trip. We just had Vegas. What's next on the agenda for us? Are we in the midst of putting some things together for the coming months?
Well, we have something kind of in the works for the next couple of months, and then we're going to have more things coming as we plan them.
There you go.
We have some things we're kind of thinking about planning. We just have to get everything planned.
Any news for the Panama cruise? Positive Vibes Adventures said, and a few folks had asked us while we were out, said, hey, where can I get information on the group cruises and things that you have coming up?
Oh, yeah.
So you want to throw any of that out there for the moment?
Well, there's a couple places in the Cruise Crew Facebook group under events. I think most of them are listed under events. Also, if you go to our kind of blog website, sharonatsea.com, it has at the top, there's a thing that says group cruises, or I think it says either group cruises or groups. Just click on that, and it's just a list of all of our group cruises, like the ships, the dates, I think where they're going and things like that. And you can just contact me if you're interested in any of them. And as far as the Panama Canal cruise in March, I have not heard anything different. Right now, it's still a go. I've heard some things about the Port of Tampa, so that could be possibly be an issue as it gets closer. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yes. Once
things resume with cruising, we'll probably have a better idea of what's going on. So
Paul Buckler mentions name tags. We did give folks name tags when they came to the Nine Fine Irishmen. We had them fill out name tags, so that was kind of funny, just to try to help out a little bit. Just to help out. Big Pap is out there. What is up, Big Pap? And hopefully Little Mama Pap are out there too, hanging out. Love to see you guys. Mark and Michelle Stamper. Wish you could have been there, and hopefully we'll get to see you again soon. And we will have more and more fun. So make sure, if you haven't done it yet, guys, well, first off, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Hit the thumbs up if you would before you leave. We always appreciate that. And make sure you turn on the notifications so you always know when something new comes out from us. Vlogs will be coming soon. I think we might even have 1 or 2 things to wrap up from Cabo that'll be coming out too.
That's what I was saying. Those are going to come out this week, so we can start some Vegas things this weekend.
As soon as I wake up from a 3-day nap, those will start coming out.
Crack the whip on Jamie and make him get those out this week.
That sounds delicious. Thank you so much for that. And if you want to contact Sharon for anything you need, cruising, booking cruises, booking land travel, booking anything, sharonatsea@gmail.com. She's back, folks. She's back. You can start flooding her with emails now. She's back, and she'll be working first thing in the morning. I think she already said there's a couple dozen emails to get responding to ASAP. So if you contacted her, she'll be getting back to you very quickly. Join us on Facebook at the Sharon & Sea Cruise Crew, interacting with folks and all that kind of fun stuff. And if you were in this group with us, we'll probably leave the Facebook group up for a little bit longer. If you made some friends here on the trip and they're part of that group and you want to keep in touch with them and stuff, so make sure you communicate. I'll talk to John and we'll see if that group will stay up and active, or what we'll do with that deal, or maybe after a little bit we'll shut her down, just so we don't miss anybody trying to get in on that group or join it or whatever the case is. And I think that's it. I think that's everything. Are we good? Are we done?
I'm just reading that.
People are saying thanks for doing the live show tonight, Sharon. You did a great job. You came home. And boom. Home. Yes. Timothy Walters is getting it started. I learned Jamie loses track of time when in Vegas. So let's throw it out there. Is there anything? Yes. Let's take the last 2 minutes and just say, was there anything you learned tonight, as we usually do, from your peers? Did you learn anything in Vegas that you want to share with anyone right now? Anything? Are there any sins that you need to repent for that you want to share with us so that you can cleanse yourself of the thing that you did in Vegas? You can share them with everybody right now, or let us know what you learned this evening. I learned that Vegas went up in smokes at Charles Hahn. Oh my gosh. You are correct about that.
Good night, Michelle M.
I learned, Shelly Lou, I know what you're saying. I learned Sharon wants to go glamping. I think that's what you're saying.
Well, I don't necessarily want to go glamping, but I thought that the way I don't know if we're picturing the same thing, but what I'm picturing is really like glamping, more, not really like camping at all. It's going to be more, I don't know, just different, just different.
The ship show said, I have sinned. I stole 2 glasses from Tom's Urban. You did? Oh. You didn't steal the 40 ounces, did you? Oh my gosh. I'm going to get in trouble for that. I learned that Jamie was out till 6 a.m. Pam S, you were right about that. Timothy Walters, nothing I can mention here. No admissions that he wants to make. Paul Buckler asked if Nautical Nurse Nancy got drunk. I cannot confirm nor deny any of that. You'll have to ask her herself and wait for her live show tomorrow night, because I'm sure she'll be talking about that stuff as well. Make sure you go see our girl Nautical Nurse Nancy over there on her YouTube channel, and anyone else out there that was part of the engagement. Look for their channels and look for their videos and stuff coming out soon. Flamingo Pam, great idea. If anyone has pictures that they want to share, post them into that group. Flamingo Pam said maybe make a photo album that everyone in the group can contribute to and share pictures.
Oh, that's a great idea.
That'd be very cool. Paul had a great question. How many phones were lost?
Oh my gosh, we forgot to even talk about that.
There were a couple.
There were 3 phones lost that I know of, and someone told me 4. So I don't know, but yeah, there were several phones lost this weekend.
There were
by people. I'm not sure if they were. I don't think that they were like stolen. I don't know. I think maybe they were just lost, misplaced. Maybe maybe had a few too many drinks. Some people not. But I don't know. But yeah, there were some lost phones.
Nancy said, I learned that you are continuing the Monday Night Live stream even when you're exhausted. Love this crew. Thank you. I learned that Sharon and Jamie are just as awesome in person as they are on YouTube. Oh, Shauna Snow, that is very sweet of you.
Thank you, Shauna.
Thank you for saying that. That does mean a lot to us. We try to be the same people here that you see out there whenever we can. I learned that you guys had an awesome time, said Paul added. Yes, we did. It was just fantastic. Thank you to everybody that was involved, everybody that joined us. Let's see if there's anything else. Brian Francisconi learned that Leanne wears a gas mask because she can't smell anything. I learned that Maxwell will be a regular soon. I don't think we're going to let Matthew jump ship yet. He needs to be 18 to sign a legally binding document. He's only 15, so there you go. Amy Elke said, I took my $45 plastic bucket of drinks from the pool. There you go.
Who was it?
Party on the Sea has a question for you.
Oh, I did see the flamingos. I did.
There you go.
Yeah, I went down to the flamingo and we saw the flamingos. There were only about... When we were there was only about maybe 6 of them out. I don't know if there's normally more or not. I have no idea, but we saw about 6 of them, and it was kind of a cool little area. So,
let's see. What else do we have? Debbie Moser lost the phone, but her husband retrieved it. Luckily, so that was fantastic.
Oh, that's good.
Beth Ollinger said, I learned not to confuse the Luxor with the Love Store. That's good, because you don't want to walk into one instead of the other. That could get a little bit weird. Oh my God, I totally forgot. So I was mentioning earlier. So we met up with we ran into Beth and Doug went in early too. Which oddly enough, they live like 10 minutes away from us, and we haven't seen them in forever.
Yeah, with the whole pandemic.
Because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So when we were out, we ran into them. We were walking to the Miracle Mile shops. I think that's what it is. We were talking about what else we did on Thursday, and we totally forgot what we did.
Well, that's where the place was.
Yep. So we were heading to a restaurant there, and we saw them, and they tagged along with us and came, and so that was very nice to see those guys. Again, the irony is that they live 10 minutes away, but we ended up seeing them in Vegas. I mean, go figure. What the hell?
And that place was a really good place to eat that we ate at that night. The Ocean One Bar and Grill.
Yes.
It was something that I found as kind of on a video, I think, that was supposed to be kind of like a more budget friendly place. And so we really didn't know how good the food would be. We pictured it being like kind of like but we thought, we would just try it. So we went there and we were pleasantly surprised. The food was like I don't know, it's usually stuff you would find at probably something not as that cheap or not that.
Oh yeah, definitely. It should have been a lot more. It was
really
very inexpensive. I mean, for Vegas, Vegas costs a buttload of money.
Yeah.
Anything you do is going to cost twice as much as it should.
The drinks were only some of them were $3. Some were like $3. You could get drinks 3 for $10.
Oh my God, yes.
But my margarita, I had a frozen margarita, and it was only $3, and it was actually a really good margarita. One of the best ones I had in Vegas.
There you go.
So, but the food was
I would definitely go back to that
really
joint.
Good there. Yeah, I would go back.
What else did we learn? I learned John and Kelly were great restaurant dinner mates. Yes, Brian, those guys are nice, huh? And I learned how awesome Doodles McShipshow are. York and Lisa Ragsdale. Doodles and Mrs. Doodles from the Ship Show. I learned how awesome they are, as well as a whole bunch of other awesome people. Nancy Field says, I learned again that y'all are awesome people. I like how she types in the same way that she would talk normally.
Yeah.
Y'all. I was very impressed with Matthew. He's a wonderful young man. Thank you, Shauna, for saying that. We appreciate that very much. The cherry shots were awesome, said Dewey Ski. Yes, that was. Somebody snuck in the Giaquintos. Out of nowhere, they busted out a jar of cherries that were soaked in moonshine or something like that. And that was a big hit. People really enjoyed that. I learned that John forgot his cabana luggage mat at the pool. He did. That was fantastic. We'll talk more about all that stuff next time around. And I know that they'll be talking big time. Make sure you check out the Ship Show on Wednesday night for their live show. Of course, Nautical Nurse Nancy tomorrow night as well, talking about stuff. Big G and Snuggle says, hey, what's up? James, Shaza, Matthew, welcome back. You made it. And you're still rocking the show. You are bloody awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Beth Ellinger said it was a great time to spend together with neighbors. Well, what was the best meal there in Vegas, said Paul. I got to go with the pizza. Okay, it wasn't the best meal. Paul Buckler said, what was the best meal in Vegas?
You're going to say the pizza was the best meal?
Okay, I'm kind of kidding, but I did enjoy the pizza.
What about the steakhouse?
Hold on, what?
The steakhouse. The best meal for us? Is that what they meant?
Yeah. No, I know it was. I know. I'm kidding, Paul. He just said what was the best meal, and I said probably the pizza.
Yeah. Well, we did a...
We finally had a great steakhouse experience.
We did.
Oh my gosh!
So we'll tell you about this place next week, and we'll put a vlog out on it too. But we ate at this steakhouse there called Cleaver, and it was so good. And there's a lot to. There's some things to talk about that one
And make sure you don't mistake Cleaver for cleavage. That's a different place to go to as well. Just like the Luxor and the Luxor from Beth.
It's kind of weird because you don't find much information on it, but it's a sister, I guess, steakhouse to Herbs and Rye, which is
very popular.
Popular there.
I call Cleaver like an underground steakhouse. The place was packed. We got there at 5, and we got in for a reservation type of deal that we had. Just the 3 of us. It was funny. There were so many different places to go, and so many people were doing things and eating together. And we just kind of said, we're just going to do our own thing with just the 3 of us. As a matter of fact, it was funny. I think that same night, York and Lisa got in, and they did whatever they were going to do on Friday night.
Well,
on Saturday night. They got in late Friday, and then John and Kelly went out and just did what they did. Everyone kind of went their separate ways.
And then we all met up at Fremont after dinner.
Matthew was a perfect traffic control person during the long walk. Thank you, John, from the Ship Show. We appreciate that.
Oh, yeah. He kept going back. I was towards the front. He kept going back, trying to make sure everyone was coming. He was so afraid that someone was going to get lost.
He did a great job. Shake Shack was good. Just got on at Friday's Eating. Can hardly hear. Daniel, enjoy your meal at TGI Fridays. And we talked a lot about you, but you can go back and watch the entire show and try to find the moments where that happened. I learned I can do hair color on the go in a hotel bathroom. Cruising for food. Nice job.
Yeah.
We need to meet up in Miami. I saw that. All the meetups are in Florida, so we're gonna do a couple different ones.
Trevor says Shake Shack. So I don't know if he means do we eat at Shake Shack or.
He just wants to say shake. He just likes to say Shake Shack.
That's one place I wanted to eat at in the New York, but we've never made it there. But I heard it's really good. Beth
Ellinger said the donuts at America at New York are delicious.
Oh.
Very nice.
We had breakfast there one morning, and it was really good.
It was fantastic. Leanne, we are, happy you guys are home to Daniel Fields, and we are happy to be home too. It's, I'll tell you what, it's always nice to go away, but boy, it's never bad to come home. Get back to normal, getting back into our own bed and all that kind of stuff. So, that's it.
Yeah.
Are we done? Are we done here, Sharon? So. Are we done?
I think so.
Okay.
Dewey said he loved the apple fritters at America. Yeah, those looked really good.
I learned that the Crack House is a breakfast place, said Doug Ullinger. Excellent. I learned that Jamie didn't inhale. You are correct. Well, listen, you couldn't not inhale as long as you were breathing. The mask is not helping. We're wearing a mask walking around the street.
And you can still smell it.
And you're still smelling the whole damn thing. Matthew did find some great pizza.
Yeah, and Matthew did a couple pizza reviews, so those will be thrown in with our vlog somewhere in the vlogs. I asked him if he wanted to do a separate one. He said no, just put them in the vlog.
There you go. So. Nancy Field says we have our chewy baby dog with us at Fridays. He missed us. Hold on, you brought your dog to TGI Fridays? What the? Can you do that? Aren't there health codes for that? All right, we'll talk about that next time, Nancy. We'll talk about it next time. Ace Vicky, hello. Thank you. We'll be safe. You guys all be safe out there. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to wrap it up now, and we got to go relax. But we just want to come in and say hey to you guys and make sure we didn't let you down. We almost thought about rescheduling tonight's live, but Sharon and I got together and we said we cannot disappoint the cruise crew.
Yeah. We
can never disappoint the cruise crew. So thank you, everybody, for being a part of our fantastic weekend. The Ship Show, everyone that was involved, the moderators, everyone who helped out and all that good stuff. You guys were great. And the people who made sure I got home at 5:30 or 6 o'clock back to the hotel this morning. Thank you for that, too. That was fun. And I guess that's it, Sharon.
I think that's it.
Why don't you take us out?
So we will see you next week. And until next time, safe travels to everyone. I won't say happy cruising yet because we're not cruising.
Yes.
Safe travels, and we'll see you next week.
You guys are amazing. Have a great night. Thanks for joining us. And
good night, everyone.
And take care of yourselves. We'll talk to you soon, and we got some more videos coming your way. So keep an eye out for those, and be safe out there. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.